So your new Stage 2 clutch is slipping right after its 1,000-mile break-in period. That can be incredibly frustrating, especially after doing everything right. When you hit wide-open throttle in 4th or 5th gear on your turbocharged engine, and the engine revolutions per minute jump rapidly without the car speeding up, that's a classic sign of clutch slip. This problem is almost never the new clutch disc itself. Instead, something is preventing the pressure plate from fully clamping down and grabbing the disc with enough force. This failure to hold power is almost always caused by one of three things: a problem with the hydraulic line, an incorrectly machined flywheel, or fluid contamination. The first, and often easiest place to check, is your clutch hydraulic system. Your new heavy-duty pressure plate requires significantly more fluid pressure to operate than your stock clutch did. If your car still has its original soft rubber clutch hydraulic line, that old hose can swell up like a tiny balloon every time you press the pedal. This expansion absorbs the pressure that should be moving the slave cylinder. As a result, the clutch fork doesn't fully retract, and the pressure plate never gets to apply its maximum clamping force. You won't necessarily feel this at the pedal, but you will definitely feel it when the engine revolutions per minute suddenly spike under peak boost. That's the clutch letting go. The only real fix for this is to replace that rubber hose with a braided stainless steel line that has a polytetrafluoroethylene liner. This type of line doesn't stretch, so all the pressure from your foot makes it directly to the clutch fork. Simply re-bleeding the system or adjusting the pedal engagement point will not solve a slip caused by a weak, expanding hydraulic line. If the hydraulics are good, the next culprit is often the flywheel. This is a big one, especially if you had your factory flywheel resurfaced by a machine shop instead of buying a brand new one. There is a critical measurement called the step depth. This is the precise height difference, measured in millimeters, between the flat friction surface where the clutch disc rides and the slightly raised surface where the pressure plate bolts down. Think of the pressure plate's diaphragm spring as a set of levers. The step depth sets the fulcrum for those levers. If a machine shop machines that step too deep or leaves it too shallow, even by a fraction of a millimeter, it completely changes the geometry. This robs the pressure plate of its mechanical advantage, severely reducing its clamping force. Every aftermarket clutch manufacturer provides a specific step depth measurement in the instructions for their kit. If that number was not followed exactly, the clutch will never hold the torque it was designed for, no matter how good the friction material is. The last, and often most frustrating cause, is fluid contamination. A very small, slow leak from the engine's rear main seal or the transmission's input shaft seal is all it takes. You might not even see a drip on the garage floor. All it takes is a fine mist of engine oil or transmission fluid getting inside the dry bell housing. Once that mist coats the surface of your new clutch disc, the friction material is compromised. Oil fills the microscopic pores of the material, essentially lubricating the very surface that needs to grip. This causes the uncontrollable slip you feel under load, where the engine just revs freely. Unlike a slip from overheating, you might not even get that classic burnt clutch smell. You might just smell a hint of hot oil. And unfortunately, once a clutch disc is contaminated with oil, it is almost always ruined for good. The friction coefficient is permanently lowered, and cleaning it rarely works. The only reliable solution is to fix the seal that is leaking and replace the clutch disc again. Driving with a slipping clutch, regardless of the cause, will rapidly destroy the new friction material. The intense heat from the slip can also warp the flywheel and pressure plate surfaces, turning a single problem into a full and expensive replacement job. Before you pull the transmission again, start with the easiest check. Inspect that clutch hydraulic line for any signs of age or bulging, and consider upgrading to a braided steel line if yours is still rubber.